Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Tarot with Titania reading of the week for October 7th to the 14th, 2022. Okay, I just want to acknowledge that these are intense times. I'm wishing you well wherever you are, and my intention with these readings is to support all of us into our best selves so that we can shine more brightly and do the work we're here to do in good ways for each other, those we love, our communities, this beautiful planet we call home, and all life on her. And with that, let's set our intention and get into the reading. I invite you to close your eyes, take 3 nice deep breaths. Coming back to your beautiful body, coming back into your now moment. It is safe to be here, right now, inside yourself. Creator, this is your daughter Titania, and I am here with all of your children listening now and in the future. My intention is to be a clear channel for the information we most need to receive at this time for the week of October 7th to 14th, 2022, for our highest and greatest good. My intention is to be a clear channel, to receive this information clearly, and to express it well, using language that we will all easily and effortlessly hear, understand, and integrate for our personal well-being and the well-being of all those whose life we touch. I call upon my higher self and the higher selves of all those listening, as well as an overlighting angel of communication to facilitate this exchange and ensure that it happens in the highest and best way possible for our greatest good and the greatest good of all humanity, for all life on this planet and the earth herself. I'd also like to invite the 4 archangels at this time to come and hold the 4 directions around us, creating a sacred container across time and space, holding us all united in light and love and wisdom, healing, transformation, peace, beauty. Whatever it is that we are most needing and calling forth in our hearts and minds and souls, may it be addressed and present here in the time that we have together today. I invite Raphael to hold the east, Michael to hold the south, Gabriel to hold the west, and Uriel to hold the north. Thank you for coming. Anything that doesn't match those frequencies of light, of love, of what we set for the energy here today is welcome to go now. And with that, we will begin. Okay. Creator, what do we need to know this week? So we can keep our centers, we can keep positive, we can stay intentional and effective in the work that we're here to do, being solution-oriented rather than problem-oriented for our good and the good of all life everywhere. Okay. So what do we need to know for the week of October 7th to the 14th, 2022? All right. Recent past, the card of work. I think we just saw this one. A great card. I really like it. I really like it because there's something wonderful about the energy of coming together with others to co-create, to enjoy that which needs to be done for our good, but doing it together, doing it with attention, doing it with love, doing it with just a lovely quality of energy, knowing that when we work together, everything is amplified for our good. There's that whole thing about praying together and creating together. When we come together, there's an amplification of our abilities and our energies. I don't know if you've ever noticed that, and how when we join in with intention, it's very powerful and very satisfying and very rewarding. So this energy of work, and the other word that keeps coming is companionship, but this companionable work, collaboration, that sort of pulling together as a community or pulling together as a tribe, those are the qualities of this card in this reading this week. And it's sitting in the recent past. So it means that this quality of energy is important into our present and into our future. And so it's important not to underestimate what influence this is having, and that we need to bring this forward. Our ability to work together, our ability to find solutions together and co-create together wonderful solutions that we all benefit from. The present, we have the card of completion, which is also kind of interesting. This is a very stable and balanced card. We have not seen this one very often at all this year, which is kind of interesting, or the past couple of years. Not surprising, I suppose. But there's this quality of completion, of balance, of level energy. So there's a lot of, 4 is very stable. What's the 4 of Wands? Wands is about creativity, inspiration, and passion. But we have this man and this woman standing back to back, the yin and the yang, her dark robe, his white robe, the masculine and the feminine, and sort of the union of the extremes of the duality into a whole, standing, supporting each other under the tree of life. And these lovely rays of light coming out of the sky. Just this, as I said, this lovely quality of partnership, of groundedness, of completion, of working together, of wholeness. This is the energy in our present environment right now, this quality of wholeness, of how do we stand together? How do we support each other? How do we hold each other in a good way to evoke the highest and best from each other? Because when we set out an intention to do that, how we be changes. Who we are changes. How we react with other people changes. And then we're able to more clearly see them and hold them in good ways, as well as ourselves, so that we can create something magnificent together. So this energy of completion, and there's this sense that we are moving from something what was into what will be. We're always doing that, of course, but that we as humanity are rising. We are changing. The world that was is no longer. And we are between stories. We still don't know where things are going. There's a lot of unsettled energy on the planet at this time. But we are moving towards something. So what is it? What are we creating? And this card, both of these cards, they're sort of a reminder of the stability and the calm and the peace that comes when we come together, when we heal the duality, when we bridge the duality, and we realize that it's not one or the other, but that there's always a third option. There's always a transcendent option of the extremes. So those are the energies and the qualities that we're seeing so far this week. Rising above the duality and finding a third way. And then the near future. Oh, our pruning card showing up once again. So again, we just have to keep it clean. We have to keep it honest. We have to just keep, what this card is suggesting is that we just keep cleaning it up, keep moving things out that no longer serve us. Stay intentional, stay present, stay aware. And as a result of that, with those discernments that come from being present and aware, just continually letting go of what no longer serves, of what no longer is relevant to us in the here and now. So again, that card of pruning. Where are your dead, diseased, and crossing branches? Prune those out. And then look at the structure of your tree of life. And judiciously prune out the limbs that have nothing to do with where you are right now. Again, keeping it clean, keeping it clear, making sure there's lots of light and air and rain circulating to keep your tree of life healthy. So this is the energy of the near future this week, this quality that we're moving towards. So this lovely energy of working with others, of standing back to back, of supporting each other, of seeing the good in each other, of intending to be that clearing for the good, of bridging humanity, of bridging our relationships, of finding the common ground. We're all here to be unique. We're all here to have different perspectives, but this doesn't have to be a point of contention. We can find ways to stand together, to support each other, to see the best in each other, and to make life good for everyone. And then moving into this energy of cleaning it up. As we have these distinctions, we need to keep cleaning it up. I think this is what's really interesting, is personally the things that are coming up right now that are being lit up astrologically. There's a lot going on. There are a lot of solar flares. There's a lot of information coming to the planet that wasn't there before, and we're changing as a result of it. We are part of the earth, and any changes that happen with her happen to us. And so we're evolving and changing. And as such, there's going to be stuff that just needs to be shed, needs to be let go of, needs to be released to make room for our good, for where we're moving towards. The foundation, why we're having the reading this week, the Queen of Swords. So the feminine principle in the realm of air, which is ideas and action. So this is having a plan, this is working a plan, but it isn't just a very logical and linear kind of plan. It's a felt thing because it's the feminine energy, even though it's the realm of ideas and action. It's bringing in the feminine attributes of intuition, of feeling the way, of relating to others through the heart. That's the foundation of the reading for this week. By holding this energy, by adopting the frequency of the Queen of Swords, we will know what action to take. We will create our plans in beautiful ways, and we will respond rather than react because we're tuned in. We're coming from our hearts. We're coming from that goodwill for ourselves and for all humanity, for this beautiful planet. When we come at life from that place, then that's where life meets us. We have to realize that we are the ones setting the tone for our engagement with life, for the dance, the tempo that we're dancing with life. And this card is reminding us, the foundation card, why we're having the reading this week is we need to be embracing our feminine self, but not to the detriment of our capacity to make plans and get things done. This isn't about just going off and being airy-fairy. It's about practical. What steps do we need to take? What needs to happen? What's first? What's next? But always guided by the heart, from a place of real intention. So here's our reading for this week. We have this energy of work, which, let's face it, that's what we're here to do. We came to be here on the planet at this time to co-create together, to birth the new world together. What do we want it to look like? Well, I'm talking about this idea of standing back to back, of supporting each other, of seeing the best in each other, of creating stability and beauty and comfort for everyone. And that's a really beautiful vision and energy and frequency to hold to the best of our ability. We have to realize it isn't so much about creating something tangible in this moment. We're sort of in the throes of structures and institutions and things that we've have always been there. They're under a lot of pressure right now. Things have to change. That's the time that we're sitting in right now. And what we're here to do, we're sort of the conscious element or the intentional embodied element of creation. We're here to co-create. We as human beings with our own particular slant and perspective and interests, each one of us is here to draw the future towards us, to draw the new earth towards us, starting right here, right now with our preferences. What do we love? What do we care about? Where do we want to be giving our energy? And when we move in that direction, we naturally prune away the stuff that's no longer relevant or necessary for us. And we do that collectively too as a society. We just see it doesn't fit anymore. It's not working anymore. It's not wrong or right or bad or good. It just doesn't serve anymore. But we need to dream up what will. We need to focus on the solution rather than on the problem. And keeping it practical, but heartfelt. Keeping it authentic and congruent. Taking action from a real place of congruence and alignment and authenticity. And as a result, we steer our life in beautiful directions, and we steer the collective as a result in beautiful directions. So there's no losing here. Okay, and with that, let's move on to our card to grow on. Thank you, Creator. So what do we need to pull out of the reading this week and hold before us as we move through the coming week? What would be most supportive and helpful of our good? And everyone else is good for our highest and best. Up, down, all around for all of us. Abundance. Well, there's that lovely, gorgeous, rich, magnanimous energy of the universe. So we have the 9 of Pentacles. Pentacles, of course, being the earth element. The earth having to do with the material, money, with comfort, with the earth, with harvest, which is appropriate at this time of year. But it's that abundance that exists in nature. Nature doesn't usually just make one seed. It makes many, many seeds, because there's more likely then those seeds will continue on to give new life. And whether that's as a source of food to another organism or to create little versions of itself to continue on and continue a species, there's that sense of abundance in nature. The waves on the ocean, the grains of sand on the beach, the stars in the sky. Nature is abundant. It's a beautiful, beautiful, generous quality and energy. Our beautiful mother planet is very abundant and generous with us. And so if we are to look at that, if we take notice of that and look for how we can share our own innate light and beauty and gifts in generous and abundant ways, helping to flow that lovely energy into the world a little more, a little more. I guess that's maybe the best way to put it. This energy of fullness, of richness, of beauty, of wonder, of all of us thriving. And there's a lot of scarcity thinking that's being broadcast at us right now. And so to counter that, I would encourage you and me to focus on our blessings, to count our blessings every night before bed. 5 things that you're grateful for from the day. And when we do that, we change our set point. We help to counteract this scarcity thinking that's going on in our media and in the world. There's sort of this feeling of contraction. It's a different kind of fear and anxiety than what came before, just slightly different flavors, isn't it? And so how do we counter that? Well, we focus on the good. We focus on what we're blessed by, who is in our lives, and how are we blessed by them. Counting our blessings. It's the best way to tap into the energy of abundance and well-being, and remember how abundant we are and how we can be generous with our own gifts and talents and abilities, our love, our attention, our will, and create something magnificent in the world just through our presence, listening deeply, caring deeply, loving people. Those are beautiful, wonderful, generous things to do. So this quality of abundance, maybe meditating on what that means to you, what that means to the planet. What would be abundant? What would be an abundant future for us personally and collectively? What would make the difference? It's a lovely, lovely card to go forth with this week. Okay. So, thank you for being here. Let's close our eyes and we'll wrap up this reading this week. Thank you, Creator. It's your daughter, Titania, and I'm here with all of your children who have tuned in this week. All of us matching our intention and our will and our desire to stand together, to stand as the glorious, unique beings that we are, but also to co-create magnificently with all the other light bringers on the planet at this time. To stand in our unique light, knowing that we're not alone, knowing that we are all here together co-creating a magnificent human future on this planet that honors all life, that honors nature, that co-creates with nature, that we are here to step into our wisdom personally and collectively for everyone's good, all life on this planet, so that we can go forth and create a magnificent future, not just for ourselves, but for our children and all life everywhere. Help us to keep abundant, to stay focused on our ability to be a channel for the abundance of life. Help us to refine ourselves so that we can hold more light and more love, more of the broader, wiser aspects of us in every moment, so that we can move through life as a blessing to everyone who meets us, so that our footsteps bless this earth with love, with care, with our presence. I am so grateful to be able to do this work. Thank you, Creator. And I am so grateful for you being here with me this week. Thank you for helping me pull the energy through. I wish you a beautiful week full of abundance, full of reminders of how full and rich and glorious this life experience is. Much love, and I will see you next week. Take good care.